Hey, good afternoon, everybody out there. This is the John Rush Show for August 8th, 2025. It's 90 degrees outside, 89, 90 degrees outside right now. So it's getting a little hot out there. Well, hopefully it'll be cooling off in a few days again. But that's what we have here in the valley. And I wanted to say, sorry we couldn't be with you on Wednesday. We had a little dental work done, and anyway, I thought it was best not to do our show. So we're going to be moving ahead here today, and we're going to discuss the church and truth and other things, but basically church and truth. And this is maybe a rehash from a few days ago, but I thought it's worth a rehash. It's brought to bring up. This is an important topic. I've listened to many news shows and commentaries about our current situation, and they say, well, business people have to stand up right now for truth and democracy, or our educators, and hardly anybody brings up the church. Can the church stand up? The church is where values come from. And if the church can't stand up, we're in trouble. And I have a friend in Chicago who I've had on the show a few times, podcast with, Pastor David Swanson, and he's written up a Facebook account, and I'm going to read it again. I read it last time we were on the air a few weeks ago, about a week ago. I read it. I'm going to read it again. So here we go. I'm going to read this commentary and then we'll talk more about it. Parents snatched from their children, neighbors disappeared by masked unidentified agents, ethnic cleansing funded by our taxes and food, food and medical assistance slashed to enrich the grotesquely wealthy, water and air desecrated to enlarge a corporation's bottom line. And still we go to church, sing our songs, and listen politely to the sermon, as though God is not righteous, as though God can be mocked, as though divine holiness is not an all-consuming fire, as though the preservation and protection of our institutions is the purpose of our faith. Here's a Bible verse. Put on sackcloth and lament, you priests. Wail, you ministers of the altar. This is from Joel. Joel in the Bible. Joel chapter 1, verse 13. May the Lord awaken this church and awaken his church and rescue us from our self-centeredness, self-preservation. May we know again in fear and trembling before God, who, quote, administers justice for the fatherless and the widow, and loves the stranger, giving him food and clothing. That's from Deuteronomy 10:18. So that was a commentary on Facebook from Pastor David Swanson. He's pastor at the New Community Covenant Church in Chicago and Bronzeville. He's got a multiracial congregation. He's written a couple books. I've had him on for several of these books. One was on how to integrate the church in a better way, and the other is about the environment and how God speaks to the environmental issues. So that's out there, and I haven't done as much as I should. I want a church to be salt and light. That's what we want the church to be. That commentary was from David Swanson. That's where that commentary was for Pastor David Swanson. We want our church to be salt and light. and be an example for our community and show who God is. There are many pastors that are doing a good job. I think, I won't use the word many, but I know some. Jesus called us to think about our immigrant community, and that's one thing that was brought up by Pastor Swanson. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. That's very good. That was very good. And salt and light is brought up in Matthew 5:13 and 16. Salt and light. Be salt and light. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if these things are possible, or am I just. We got to believe. Deuteronomy 24:17. True justice must be given to the foreigners living among you. Justice. Is our church helping to stand up for justice? It's a very good question. So basically, what we're asking right now, what can the church in Trump 2.0 be about? Well, today in Lombard, Illinois, the ICE, or the head of the, no, it's what they call it, DH Secretary, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Noem, Kristi Noem, defended ICE tactics in her second Illinois visit. That was in Lombard. But some people had heard about it, and they came out and protested. So she had some protests in Lombard, even though I think they didn't really want to tell too many about her being in town. And she was blasting our government in Illinois that they don't help out ICE enough. Yeah. Is ICE helping our immigrants out? Are they doing justice? Are they picking up the criminals? What's ICE doing? Scaring people by wearing masks. Our state legislator from Aurora, Barbara Hernandez, has offered a resolution that there should be, well, I guess it's legislation. I think it's more than a resolution, that the government people should not be allowed to wear masks. Now, the Attorney General of the state's wondering if that could be done on a federal level to federal people. I don't know, but if not, the U.S. Congress should do that, and we should contact Durbin and Duckworth and our reps, Foster and Underwood, to do those things. We got to stand up for our immigrant community and all of us, and we don't want ICE to go around like vigilantes. Don't show their badges, don't do anything, just take people away and then don't even tell them where they take them. We don't want that. We don't want that type of government, do we? I don't think so. And when is the church going to stand up? I remember being in a small Bible church in the 70s, I think it was late 70s, early 80s, at a Sunday night service with my parents. I think we were going to watch a movie by Francis Schaeffer. I think that's how it was. And then these guys came in like, I think they had I don't know if they had real guns, but they came in and camouflaged and made everybody like, oh, we're going to get you guys. We're going to get you church guys. And then these same people, probably now some of those people would right now let's get those immigrants. No due process, just get them. ICE has gone on church properties and they say they got no qualms about schools or churches. Sounds good, doesn't it? We're so worried about the government. Well, it's here, folks. It's here. And if they can pick up an immigrant who's legally here and then send him to El Salvador without any problem. This one gentleman who was a hairstylist finally got out of El Salvador, but he'd been, I think, sexually and raped and other things in El Salvador prison. That's a great America. And then we send off a guy who came here legally, had no criminal record. The only thing is they had some tattoos and they interpreted them as being bad, that they were with some gang, but they weren't at all. Yes. When we see our neighbors being taken away, maybe we'll stand up more yet. Maybe we'll stand up more. When our health cares hurt our families, maybe we'll stand up more. Maybe when food's taken away, people can't have access to it. They're food insecure. The rest is taken up by SNAP. That's the food stamps. And it's coming to a new level in October. So we'll see. Medicaid cuts. Our hospitals, our insurance rates will go up. Those who won't get in. Jesus wanted us to care for others. Wanted us to have compassion. I guess the church is losing compassion. Well, anyway, we got to stand up. And I hope we can have some more stand-up days ahead. And just thank you for being with me for a few moments. I'm going to give you some little highlights I just thought of right now. One is we have a new food store here in Batavia, Illinois. It's called Cinco de Mayo Market. It's replacing Berkeley's. And before Berkeley's at that site was Amsted's, and before that was Walt. So it's a fourth store at this corner of Wilson Street and Via Buren in Batavia. So it's just opened up today, reopened as Cinco de Mayo Market. I think that's great. And we have a nice festival in Aurora on Sunday at St. Therese Catholic Church at Liberty and Farnsworth. I believe from 9 till 7. It's a parish festival, and we'll have different foods from different countries there. So that's a very nice event. I've been to it several times. And we had a nice Kiwanis event yesterday. So there are good things happening, but we can't lose sight of this other stuff. No, we can't. Because like Jesus said, we're salt and light. So thank you for listening to me, and we'll see you then on Monday. And for right now, I'll just say I'm going to say bye-bye until Monday, Lord willing, and pray for me, and I'll be working on some guests to be with us too. So God bless you. Bye-bye now. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.